Hello and welcome to Replacement Player Baseball. Today the Cubs are coming back for Game 2 against Cincinnati here at Wrigley Field. The Cubs had their 5-game winning streak snapped yesterday, looking to bounce back against the Reds in Game 2. Chris Archer is on the mound for the Cubs today. He is making start number 22 with an 8-6 record. He has a 3.87 ERA and a 1.26 WHIP. The Cubs lineup is going to require a couple of adjustments. Today, we are in fact going to try slotting Thairo Estrada back in at second, Nico Hoerner over to short. Danny Santana is going to play first base today. And Mr. Tauschman is going to play left. That is going to give us, let's see here. That's going to give us a slightly different lineup than what the fans might be accustomed to on a day-to-day basis. So for today's lineup, Nico Hoerner will be leading off, followed by Santana, Harper, Bryant, Tauschman, Springer, Amaya, Estrada, and Archer batting ninth. For the Reds, Sonny Gray is on the mound. He's making start number 21. With a 4-8 record, he has a 4.13 ERA and a 1.31 WHIP. The Reds lineup will be Senzel, Friedel, Moustakas, Suarez, Gregorius, Van Meter, Winker, Stevenson, and Gray batting ninth. The wind is blowing right to left at 10 mph, and it is partly cloudy, threatening rain again today here in Chicago. Apparently it is the monsoon season here at the end of July in northern Illinois. Senzel now stepping up to the plate as Archer takes the mound. The Cubs still with a healthy lead in the Central Division standings, but trying not to let the second and third place teams catch up too quickly. So the Cubs hoping to pull even in this series today as Archer delivers the pitch. There's a liner right up the middle. Archer just about got his head taken off. That's going to be a leadoff single as Senzel stops at first after a wide turn. Friedel now the batter with nobody out, runner on first. Here is the 3-1 pitch, and Friedel takes low for ball 4, so Archer delivers the walk. The Reds now have first and second with nobody out. Moustakas is the next batter for Cincinnati. With a 2-1 count, Archer delivers. Hopped up short right field. Coming in is Harper. He looks up and he makes the catch for out number 1. The runners are not able to tag up any base. Suarez now the batter. 1 out, 2 men on. Archer working to Suarez with a 2-strike count. And there's a check swing for strike 3. So Archer gets his first strikeout of the game. That is the second out of the inning, and a big strikeout at that. It brings up Gregorius now with 2 outs and 2 men on base. No runs have scored as of yet. Here comes the 3-1 pitch, and Archer delivers a ball, but he's swung at. The grounder goes to first. The throw goes to the pitcher covering, and that'll end the inning. So the Reds strand 2 runners. They do not score. We're going to the bottom of the first of a 0-0 ball game. Nico Hoerner now leading off against Sonny Gray. Here's the 1-2 count as Gray delivers the pitch. And there's a grounder towards second. Picked up and thrown over to first. That's out number 1. Santana now the batter with 1 out, nobody on. Santana batting from the left side against the righty Sonny Gray. Here comes the pitch. And Santana lines it down the left field line. He shot that one out into the opposite field, goes all the way to the wall. Santana gunning for second as he cruises in with a 1-out double in the bottom of the first inning. Santana now in scoring position as Harper comes up to the plate. Tyler Stevenson, although not as good a catcher, is still quite respectable behind the plate. And Sonny Gray is above average holding runners on base. So Harper facing Gray with 1 out and a runner in scoring position. 2 strikes is the count. And Harper swings and misses for strike 3. That is the second out of the inning. And it brings up Kris Bryant. 2 outs, 1 man on. Gray working with a 1-2 count. and Bryant grounds it towards short. The shortstop can't get it. The ball rolls into the outfield. Coming home is Santana, and he is going to score the first run of this ball game. The Cubs take a 1-0 lead as Bryant is credited with an RBI single. That sure looked like an error on a ball that snuck underneath the shortstop's glove. And Santana, because there were 2 outs, he just didn't stop running, and he scored all the way from second on that really weakly hit ground ball that got through the infield. Tauschman now the batter with a runner on first and 2 out. Gray facing Tauschman with a 2-ball count. Here comes the pitch. And Tauschman grounds it up the middle. Second baseman has it. Throw over to first, which will end the inning. The Cubs score 1, taking the lead going into the top of the second inning. Van Meter facing Archer here in the top of the second. 1-2 is the count. Archer delivers. Liner into left. That is going to drop in for a base hit as Tauschman cuts it off. A leadoff single for Josh Van Meter. And now Jesse Winker is the batter. Nobody out, 1 man on. Archer working from the stretch again. Here's the 1-strike pitch. That's low. The throw goes down to second, and it is not in time. So that is Van Meter's 9th stolen base of the season. Now with a 1-1 count, Archer facing Winker here in the top of the second inning. Full count pitch. Here it comes. Popped up on the infield. The second baseman, Estrada, calls for it, and he makes the play for out number 1. Tyler Stevenson now the batter with 1 out, runner on second. Archer working. We're going to throw back to second, keep him honest. Oh, he's safe. They almost picked him off. Apparently he was leaning. So, pitch to the batter. See what the first pitch to the batter is. That is going to be strike 1 at the knees, a fastball. And now Archer pitching to Stevenson, and we are going to, in fact, pitch out on the second pitch of the at-bat. See what happens. That is ball 1. The runner was not going. Now we're going to throw back to second again. He dives back safely. Pitch to the batter. 1-1 count. Here it comes. Strike 2. Belt high fastball. And Stevenson could not pull the trigger, so with a 2-strike count, Archer working to Stevenson. Here's the next pitch. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Stevenson is rung up. That is strikeout number 2 for Chris Archer, and it brings up the pitcher, Sonny Gray. With 2 outs and the runner on second, Gray waiting for the 2-1 pitch. And he lines that one into left field, cut off by Tauschman. He throws home. The runner comes home, the slide, and he is going to be safe. So Sonny Gray gets an RBI single to tie this game at 1 in the top of the second inning. Senzel now facing Archer with 2 outs and the runner on first. Here comes the 2-strike pitch to Senzel, and he swings and misses to end the inning. So somehow Archer manages to strike out 2 batters, but not the pitcher who delivers the RBI single. We have a tie ball game going into the bottom of the second inning. Springer facing Gray, bottom of the second. Here's the 1-2 count, and the pitch, and a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Springer heads back to the dugout, and that brings up Miguel Amaya. With 1 out, nobody on. 1 ball is the count, and Amaya drives it into the gap in right center field. That's going all the way to the wall. Amaya rounding first, heading for second. He is going to slide into second with a double here in the bottom of the second inning. And now with Miguel Amaya on base, Thairo Estrada is the next batter. 1 out, runner on second. Gray facing Estrada with a 2-2 count. Here it comes. Lined into right field, that's another base hit. Miguel Amaya, is he going to try to score? The throw comes home. No, it's cut off, but Amaya does not try to score. So the Cubs now have first and third with 1 out, and Chris Archer is the batter. Archer facing Gray here at the bottom of the second inning, and this feels like a situation, well, but Amaya is the runner on third, and he is slow. I mean, he says he has a 6 for speed, but I've seen him ground into so many double plays, it's kind of ridiculous. Well, let's see what Archer can do against Gray. Here's the 1-2 count and the pitch, and Archer grounds it toward third, picked up. The throw goes over to first, and that is going to be the second out of the inning. So that fielder's choice actually puts runners on second and third for Nico Hoerner to come up now in the bottom of the second inning. Gray facing Horner with a 1-ball count. And Horner lines it past the third baseman down the left field line. 2 runs are going to score. The Cubs take a 3-1 lead here in the bottom of the second inning. Horner slides into second with an RBI double. And the Cubs have retaken the lead from the Reds. It is now a 3-1 ball game. Nico Horner now has 68 RBIs on the season, and that brings up Danny Santana. With 2 outs and the runner on second, Santana facing Gray. First pitch, here it comes. And a grounder toward the left side. The third baseman has it. He does not throw over to first, however. He eats it as Santana will be credited with an infield single. So now Bryce Harper comes up with runners on the corners and 2 outs. 2 runs already in. Sonny Gray facing Bryce Harper with a 1-1 count. And Harper pops it up to center field. Straight away, the center fielder coming in a few steps, and he makes the catch to end the inning. The Cubs do score 2 more times. They strand 2. We go to the top of the third of a 3-1 ball game. Archer now facing Friedel in the top of the third. Archer again tasked with preserving the lead. Here comes the first pitch to TJ Friedel, and there's a grounder toward third. Picked up and thrown over to first. That's going to be out number 1. Moustakas now the batter with 1 out, nobody on. Archer working with a full count. Here is the pitch to Moustakas. And he swings and misses for strike 3. Archer punches him out with a fastball for out number 2. And now Suarez the batter. 2 outs, nobody on. Archer working with a 3-ball count. Here is the pitch to Suarez. And he pops it up to right. Chasing is Harper. He's adjusting to his left and makes the play to end the inning. So the Reds go down in order. We go to the bottom of the third of a 3-1 Cub lead. Chris Bryant leading off. He is 1 for 1 with an RBI today. Facing Sonny Gray here in the bottom of the third inning. 2 balls is the count. Here's the pitch to Chris Bryant. And he pops it up to center field. Routine play as the center fielder adjusts a few steps back and makes the catch for out number 1. Mike Tauschman now the batter with 1 out and nobody on. Tauschman waiting for the 1-2 pitch. And he lines it right up the middle. There's a base hit. Tauschman getting on base with a 1-out single as he stops at first. And that'll bring up George Springer. 1 out, 1 man on. Springer facing Gray in the bottom of the third inning. 2 balls is the count. And Springer grounds it toward third. The throw goes over to first as they get the force at first on the fielder's choice for out number 2. Tauschman advancing to second on that play, bringing up Miguel Amaya. With 2 outs and 1 man on, Miguel Amaya is 1 for 1 and scored a run in today's ball game. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Amaya. And there's a grounder toward third, picked up and thrown over to first, which will end the inning. So the Cubs strand a runner, they do not score. We're going to the top of the fourth of a 3-1 Chicago lead. Gregorius facing Archer in the top of the 4th inning. Here's the full count and the pitch. Gregorius pops it up to short right field. Going out is Estrada. He calls off Harper and makes the play for out number 1. Van Meter now the batter, 1 out, nobody on. 2-2 is the count as Archer delivers. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Archer gets the punch out with the circle change. That is strikeout number 5 on the day for Chris Archer. And now Jesse Winker is the batter with 2 outs and nobody on. 3-1 is the count. Archer delivers the pitch. And there's a liner into the gap in right center field. That's going to 1-hop to the wall. Harper actually plays it off the wall and nearly throws out the runner at second. That was a closer play than I expected. Or maybe Winker is just slower than we realize. I'm not sure. But either way, it's almost like he hit that ball too hard. It caromed back to Harper, and he almost had a play at second base. Tyler Stevenson now the batter with a runner on second, 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning. Archer working, first pitch. Stevenson puts it on the ground. The shortstop has it. Horner throws to first, which will end the inning. So the Reds strand a runner. They do not score. We're going to the bottom of the 4th of a 3-1 Cub lead. Thairo Estrada leading off the Cubs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 1 strike is the count. Here's the pitch, and Estrada lines it into right center field, chasing the center fielder on the run, making the catch for out number 1. Chris Archer now the batter, 1 out, nobody on. Archer, 0 for 1 today, waiting for the 1-2 pitch. Here it comes. And Archer takes strike 3 looking on the outside corner, so that is out number 2. Nico Hoerner now the batter, 2 outs, nobody on. Hoerner facing Gray with a 3-1 count. Here comes the pitch. That is outside for ball 4, so Hoerner draws the walk. And now that brings up Danny Santana. Santana is 2 for 2 today, coming up with 2 outs and the runner on first. Here is the first pitch to Danny Santana. And he goes up and gets it. That's a grounder up the middle. The shortstop has it. The throw to first, and Santana's out by a step. So the inning is over. The Cubs strand a runner, go to the top of the 5th of a 3-1 Cub lead. Archer coming out for frame number 5. He's at 74 pitches. He's going to face Sonny Gray, and then the top of the Reds lineup in the top of the 5th inning. Here's the 1-strike count and the pitch to Sonny Gray. And a liner into left, chasing his Tauschman, a diving play, and he comes up with it. Sonny Gray almost had his second base hit of the ball game. He's really got Archer's number, apparently. So Senzel now the batter with 1 out, nobody on. Archer working with a first pitch to Senzel. And there's a liner into right. Harper on the run, he plays it on the hop. The throw goes into the cutoff man, and that is a 1-out single for Nick Senzel. Next up is TJ Friedl with 1 out, 1 man on. Archer working to Friedl here in the top of the 5th inning. 2-2 is the count. And Friedl swings and misses for strike 3. That is strikeout number 6 as Archer living up to his nickname Striker today. And now Moustakas the batter with 2 outs and the runner on first. Archer pitching to Moustakas with a 2-1 count. A grounder up the middle. The shortstop has it on the shift. He wins the foot race to the bag, and the inning is over. So the Cubs do not allow the run to score. The Reds still trail 3-1 going into the bottom of the 5th inning. Bryce Harper leading off against Sonny Gray here in the bottom of the 5th. Gray has held Harper to an 0 for 2 day so far. 1-2 is the count, and here's the pitch to Bryce Harper, and he lines that one on the ground toward first. Van Meter has it, he steps on the base, and that is out number 1. That was a 1-hopper right at the first baseman, and now Chris Bryant's the batter. He's 1 for 2 today, facing off against Gray with a 1-2 count. Here's the delivery. Harper swings and misses at the curveball for strike 3, so that's the 2nd out of the inning. Strikeout number 4 on the day for Sonny Gray. And now Mike Tauschman is the batter. 2 outs, nobody on. Gray working with a 3-1 count. Here is the pitch to Tauschman. And he pops it up to short right field. Coming in is the right fielder. He looks up and puts it away to end the inning. So the Cubs go down in order. We go to the top of the 6th of a 3-1 ball game. And now Archer coming out on the mound for inning of work number 6. He's going to face Suarez, Gregorius, and Van Meter here in the top of the 6th inning. And we are just going to go ahead and take a precautionary move, warming up Blake Taylor in case Archer has trouble getting these lefties out in the middle of the Reds lineup. Archer facing Suarez, top of the 6th inning, leading off with a 2-2 count. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That was a high fastball at 95, and Suarez chased it. First out of the inning, strikeout number 7 for Striker in today's game. And now Gregorius the batter. 1 out, nobody on. Archer working with a 1-1 count. Here is the pitch. Grounder up the middle, shortstop has it. The throw over to first, and that's out number 2. The shift worked to the Cubs' advantage as Hoerner was already standing pretty close to second base, and now Van Meter's the batter. With 2 outs, nobody on. Van Meter facing Archer in the top of the 6th inning. Here's the 2-2 count and the pitch from Archer. And he gets a strikeout to end the inning. So the Reds do not score. We go to the bottom of the 6th of a 3-1 ball game. And so Archer is due up 4th in this inning. We are probably not going to use Blake Taylor now. We are instead going to warm up Liam Hendriks to pitch the 8th inning. Actually, you know what? We're going to warm up Junior Fernandez to pitch to the lower third of the Reds lineup. We'll still have Taylor available if we need him. So Gray facing Springer to lead off the bottom of the sixth. Here's the 3-1 count and the pitch. That is low for ball 4. So the walk is issued as Springer heads down to first. And Miguel Amaya is the next batter. Nobody out, one man on. Gray facing Amaya. Here is the pitch. And there's a liner down the right field line. Miguel Amaya has extra bases. Springer rounding second, heading for third. Amaya heading into second. He's going to have a double. Springer looks like, is he going to try to score? Yes, he slides in safely to home. Miguel Amaya with an RBI double. And now the Cubs have a 4-1 lead in the bottom of the sixth inning. Nice piece of hitting by Miguel Amaya to shoot that one out the other way. And to the opposite field, getting an extra base hit. Thairo Estrada is now the batter. With nobody out and the runner on second, Gray facing Estrada with a 2-1 count. Here comes the pitch. Estrada puts it on the ground towards second. The throw goes to first, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Miguel Amaya advancing to third base uncontested on that play. And now Chris Archer is the batter, and we're going to send up a pinch hitter, which is going to be Nelson Cruz for the pitcher spot. We also need to make sure that Blake Taylor is actually warmed up and ready to participate in this game still. So Nelson Cruz coming up to the plate against Sonny Gray with one out and the runner on third. Let's see if he can get the sacrifice fly here. Full count pitch to Nelson Cruz. That is low for ball 4. So Cruz draws the walk and heads down to first. Third walk of the day issued by Sonny Gray, and that brings up Nico Hoerner. Hoerner has the key base hit, giving the Cubs the lead in the bottom of the second inning so far in this ballgame. Hoerner now facing Gray, 1 for 2 today, with 2 men on, 1 out in the bottom of the sixth inning. Here is the pitch to Nico Hoerner, and he lines that one up the middle. There's another base hit. The runner from third is going to score. Nelson Cruz stops at second, and the Cubs now have a 5-1 lead in the bottom of the sixth inning. And now we get a relief pitcher out of the Reds bullpen. And this must be some kind of native pronunciation, because Ryan Newtoff apparently has come out of the Reds bullpen. He has 32 1/3 innings thrown, 21 walks, 29 strikeouts, and a 6.12 ERA. And I am just going to try to avoid pronouncing that in the way that my brain tells me I should. We're going to say that this is Ryan Newtoff. He is facing Danny Santana with 2 men on and 1 out here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Newtoff facing Santana, full count. Here comes the pitch to Santana. And there's a grounder toward third, picked up, thrown over to first. That is out number 2. The runners advance to second and third, and that brings up Bryce Harper. With 2 outs and 2 men on, Harper batting in the bottom of the sixth inning. Here comes the 1-2 count and the pitch, and that is a swing and a miss for strike 3. So the runners are stranded. The Cubs do score 2 more times, taking a 5-1 lead into the top of the 7th inning. And now Blake Taylor is going to come into this ballgame, and he is going to pitch for the Cubs here in the top of the 7th inning. Archer, for his part, threw 99 pitches, 6 innings of 1 earned run and 8 strikeouts in today's ballgame. Taylor entering the game as the pitcher. He is going to face the 7, 8, and 9 batters in the Reds lineup in the top of the 7th inning. Taylor working with a 1-2 count. And here is the pitch. And there's a liner into center field, coming in fast as Springer, but he's going to play it on a hop. That is a leadoff single for the Reds here in the top of the 7th inning. And now Stevenson the batter. Winker on first, nobody out. Top of the 7th inning. We're going to have to make sure that Junior Fernandez is actually ready to come into this ball game. Here comes the pitch to Stevenson. There's a liner into right, chasing is Harper. He's going to play it on a hop. That's back-to-back singles for the Reds as the runner advances to third. The throw is late. The runner is safe at third, so the Reds now have 2 men on with nobody out in the top of the 7th inning. And, of course, Nick Castellanos is now coming up to the plate. Taylor facing Castellanos in the top of the 7th inning. Cubs up by 4. Here comes the pitch. 2-1 is the count. Taylor delivers. There's a liner up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. 1 run scores. Springer has it. He throws to third, so the runner stops at second, and now the Cubs have a 5-2 lead. And Junior Fernandez is now ready to come into this ball game. So Blake Taylor faced 3 batters, recorded no outs, and allowed a run to score. And he is responsible for the 2 men on base. Junior Fernandez coming into this ball game has 48 1/3 innings thrown, 21 walks, 65 strikeouts, and a 3.35 ERA. He's going to face the top of the Reds lineup in the top of the 7th inning, trying to protect the 3-run lead. Here's the 1-2 count as Junior Fernandez looks for the sign and delivers the pitch. There's a liner right at the second baseman. Estrada has it as the runners dive back to their respective bases. That is the first out of the inning. Friedel now the batter with 1 out, 2 men on. Fernandez working with a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch to Friedel and a grounder toward first. The throw goes over to second. There's no relay back to first, however, as the double play is broken up. But that is the second out of the inning on the fielder's choice. The runners are now on the corners with 2 outs, and Moustakas is the next batter for the Reds. Fernandez working to Moustakas with a 1-2 count. Here comes the pitch. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. That'll end the inning. So Fernandez doing an excellent job of not allowing the inherited runners to score. We go to the bottom of the 7th of a 5-2 ball game. And here to lead today's 7th inning stretch is Henry Rodriguez. Chris Bryant leading off against the new Red reliever Brandon White here in the bottom of the 7th inning. White has thrown 24 innings, walked 24, struck out 28 with an 8.25 ERA. So White facing Bryant with a 2-ball count. He is looking for the sign, and here's the pitch. And a liner past the third baseman into left field. Chris Bryant has another base hit. He stops at first with a single to lead off the Cubs after the 7th inning. Mike Tauschman now the batter with a runner on first, nobody out. Tauschman facing White with a 1-2 count. And Tauschman swings and misses for strike 3. That was a fastball down, and Tauschman chased it for out number 1. George Springer now the batter. He's 0 for 2 today. Facing White with 1 out, 1 man on. Here is the 2-strike count and the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. He chased the fastball up. And that's the 2nd strikeout recorded by Brandon White. Miguel Amaya now the batter. And we are going to warm up Liam Hendriks to pitch in the 8th. So White facing Amaya here in the bottom of the 7th inning with 2 outs and a runner on first. Here comes the full count pitch. That is a check swing for ball 4, so the walk is issued. Amaya is awarded first. Bryant advances to second. And now Thairo Estrada is the batter. With 2 outs and 2 men on, Estrada faces White here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Is this the situation where we want to? No, it's really not. I mean, it's a nice thought, but honestly, if I take Estrada out, I have to bring either Correa or Rizzo back into this game. We're just going to hold on. Well, you know what? I mean, honestly, the move to make right here is to pinch hit with Rizzo. You know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let Rizzo pinch hit here in the bottom of the 7th inning with 2 outs, 2 men on, and try to extend the lead here in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the 1-1 count and the pitch to Rizzo. And he puts it on the ground toward third. Picked up, thrown over to first, and it's thrown away. Rizzo is going to be on second with the error. A run's going to score, The Cubs now have a 6-2 lead on the Cincinnati error here in the bottom of the 7th inning. So the inning continues for Junior Fernandez. And now we're going to pinch hit for Junior Fernandez, and we are going to use Buster Posey this time. So Buster Posey is coming up with 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. He's going to face White with the Cubs up by 4 and looking for more. Here's the full count pitch to Buster Posey. There's a looper into short left field. That's going to drop into no man's land. 2 runs are going to score. The Cubs now have an 8-2 lead. You know, that was not a very hard hit ball. I think that's actually kind of the definition of a Texas leaguer. But Posey put it in the perfect spot, and he gets 2 RBIs as the Cubs now lead this game 8-2. Nico Horner now is batting with 2 outs and the runner on first. And, you know, we're going to warm Moya up because really, he's the guy that can protect a 6-run lead. So White facing Horner in the bottom of the 7th inning. Here comes the pitch. There's a drive into right field. That is going to be medium depth. The right fielder chasing toward the line, and he makes the play to end the inning. So the Cubs score 3 more times, taking an 8-2 lead into the top of the 8th inning. And Moya is still warming up. So what are we going to do with our infield defensive alignment? We're actually going to bring Correa in. He'll have to play 2 innings of defense. Horner shifts back over to second. Posey can stay out of the game. Liam Hendriks is going to come in and pitch here in the 8th inning. So, Hendriks coming out of the Cubs bullpen. He has thrown 49 2/3 innings, walked 11, struck out 67 with a 181 ERA. He's facing Suarez to lead off for the Reds in the top of the 8th inning. 2 strikes is the count. Liam Hendriks looking for the sign and delivering the pitch. And strike 3 is called, a belt-high fastball at 95, and Suarez cannot pull the trigger. So now Hendriks facing Gregorius with 1 out, nobody on. 2 strikes is the count. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 is called on the outside corner. That was a curveball. He dropped in there beautifully for strike 3. So 2 outs now, and Josh Van Meter is coming up. Bottom of the 8th, or top of the 8th inning. Hendriks facing Van Meter with a 1-2 count. Here comes the pitch. And a pop-up to short left field. Coming in is Tauschman. He looks up and makes the play to end the inning. So the Reds go down in order. We go down to the bottom of the 8th of an 8-2 ball game. And now White facing Santana to lead off the bottom of the 8th inning. Here comes the pitch to Santana. And he grounds it up the middle. Shortstop has it. The throw over to first. That's out number 1. Next up, Bryce Harper with 1 out, nobody on. White working with a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch to Harper. And a liner past the second baseman into right field. There's a single for Bryce Harper. He gets on base here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And that's the 12th hit of this ball game for the Cubs, bringing up Chris Bryant. Bryant 2 for 4 today. Facing off with the new Red reliever, Matt McGill. McGill has thrown 40 1/3 innings, walked 18, struck out 35 with a 2.90 ERA. Here's the 1-1 count and the pitch, and that gets away. Harper's going to advance to second. That was a high pitch that's going to be concluded as a wild pitch. So now a 2-1 count as McGill faces off with Harper. Here comes the pitch. And Bryant pops it up to deep right field. Harper's holding on second. Bryant flies out for the second out of the inning. He's going to get a sacrifice fly as Harper advances to third, tagging up on that fly ball. Mike Tauschman now the batter. 2 outs and 1 man on. Another run 90 feet away for the Cubs here as McGill faces Tauschman with a 1-ball count. Here comes the pitch. Tauschman grounds it back toward the mound. The pitcher has it. The throw over to first, and the inning is over. We go to the top of the 9th. It is a 8-2 Cub lead. And Moya is cold. So we're going to visit the mound, get him warming up. Hendricks has only thrown 10 pitches. So he's going to face Winker here in the top of the 9th inning. Here's the 1-2 count as Hendricks delivers. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. That's the curveball for the first out of the inning. And now Stevenson, the catcher, is the batter. 1 out, nobody on. Hendricks working with a 2-2 count. Here it comes. Swing and a miss for strike 3. There's the second strikeout of the inning. 4 strikeouts in this appearance for Hendricks. And now Orestes Aquino comes off the bench to pinch hit for the Reds. Moya is ready to pitch, so we're going to get Hendricks out. Moya can come in and face the last batter. He's going to face Aquino, having thrown 41 in the 3rd inning, 16 walks, 41 strikeouts, and a 4.57 ERA. Moya now working with a 1-strike count. Here's the pitch to Orestes Aquino. He is looking for the sign, and the delivery popped up to center field, coming in fast as Springer. He makes the play, and the game is over. So the Cubs are victorious, 8-2, here in Game 2 of this series. Cubs getting 8 runs on 12 hits with no errors. The Reds, 2 runs on 8 hits with 1 error. We see that the player of today's game is the Cubs' Chris Archer. He goes to 9-6, having thrown 6 innings of 5-hit, 1-run baseball with 1 walk and 8 punch-outs. The Cubs' bullpen, aside from Blake Taylor, contributed 3 scoreless innings of relief. Sonny Gray suffers the loss. He drops to 4-9. He went 5 1/3 innings of 9-hit, 5-run baseball with 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. And for the Cubs on the offensive side, there were some big contributors. Miguel Amaya went 2 for 3 and scored 3 times. And Nico Horner went 2 for 4, drove in 3 runs and drew a walk. Chris Bryant also went 2 for 5 today with a run scored and an RBI. So the Cubs improved to 66-37 as the Reds fall to 49-53. Thank you for watching Replacement Player Baseball.